And welcome back to part 12 of Death End Request, where today we're going to be working our way through the entirety of the Godot ruins. Now it's safe for us to do so, since there's neither the corpse nor the Atoma Queen to stop us. But there is a plethora of new encounters and old enemies to re-encounter as we go through here, so we'll be having a lot of fights as we go along. Some I'll be cutting out, some I'll be keeping in, depending on how we level up. There will also be more character-specific obstacles that will appear in the Godot ruins that you can use your teammates for to get through. You won't be able to use all of them because we don't have a full cast yet, but you will be able to use Sheena's spiderweb ability for the first time in here. Which is great because it's the first proper wide outdoor environment that it lets us use it in. It's only in outdoor environments does Sheena's ability become useful. In indoor environments, which if you've noticed has been every environment we've gone to so far, we haven't had a way of using it because it's so low down and closed because of ceiling space. There's things like that. We have some new enemies here. I can't remember if it's the birds or the worm that's new here, but we need to fight it anyway. As Owl learns an upgraded version of her star attack.
Leave it to me. All right.
But yeah, I actually get some breathing room to talk about stuff in this game because although there will be more cutscenes in this part, it's nowhere near as what it's been in the past couple parts. Which also, I won't criticise it because the game makes it extremely clear from the word go, this is the approach they wanted to go for. They wanted it to be more story over gameplay. And I did make the warning as well to anyone following along that this game is like 80% cutscenes. So the odd bits of gameplay that you do get, you have to make the most of, which is fine. Yeah, it makes it a bit awkward to let's play at times, but I don't really mind it too much, to be honest. This is a bit of a fight. If you use Sheena's ability to get up here, the sword that it gives you lowers your attack but boosts your magic defense significantly. I think it's justified because it's only a slight lower in physical attack. And besides, Sheena, although she's a jack of all trades, you're more likely to be using her magic than her physical. So I think that was a worthy trade-off, but it's up to you on that one. It depends on how you decide to try and build Sheena, since there is enough variety of Sheena that you can kind of lean her each way you want to.
I'll work harder.
But yeah, it's like, despite the fact that this game is story focused, I still wanted to cover it. And there's another game that I won't cover straight away because I don't want to tire of JRPGs, and I've been doing them quite significantly back to back recently. But the next time I return to a compile heart styled RPG, it'll be Dragonstar Varnir, and that game's very story focused as well. But the difference is, I fucking love Dragonstar Varnir. I love this game as well, but not to the same level I love Dragonstar Varnir. There's a reason why this game didn't get a review and Dragonstar Varnir did when I first played it, because Dragonstar Varnir blew me away. It's genuinely one of my favourite games this generation now, whilst this game is just, I really enjoyed it, but it's not right up there kind of thing. But now we got another cutscene, so I got stuff to say. Do you know how to analyze this so-called data stuff, right? What about it? Sheena told me that the data is a way to see what lies beneath. It's how you can tell if an item is defective or not. Yeah, kinda. Well, like I had the design documents on hand to determine whether or not our items matched her original descriptions. Incredible, I wish I had the same gifted sight as you so I can't be tricked again. You'll just have to train your eyes. If you ever have any questions though, I'm here. Oh, how sweet of you, thanks. There is a film picture. You mean film? Okay, Death End, another one that I think is completely fucking pointless, and one that I want to criticize because I think something was lost in translation, because this doesn't make much sense. I'll read it. The person in the photo was Mizunagi. I was succumbing to weariness and fatigue, which was only exasperated by Mizunagi's rash response. I was beginning to lose it. No, if I had to think rationally, Mizunagi wouldn't dare do something like that at a time like this. It didn't matter though, I was so irritated that I struggled to believe it. Thus, our journey together had come to an end? So what, they just get into a spiff and call it quits? Like, something just seems off about that. Like, the subreddit of Death End Request has brought up this Death Ending specifically a hell of a lot, because it doesn't make as much sense as it probably should. Like, it seems a little bit like a lot of stuff was jumped to conclusion, and it was just, oh, well, they just stopped travelling together. You know, And I just really can't help but feel like something was lost in translation. Like the Japanese version, I haven't actually tried the translate, but I think the Japanese version might have cleared that up a bit better. Why is my picture here? Didn't you put it here? Of course not. Who in their right mind would put a picture of themselves in their own game? Yeah, that'd be a major turn-off. Right? It only adds to my suspicion that someone must have tampered with the game once we put a halt on development. This has to be it. I'm not sure what they're trying to say by slipping this into the game. Well, actually, it might be a conspiracy. A conspiracy? Sheena, there's something I need to tell you. What is it? I need you to remain calm, so bear with me. It has to do with the White Rabbit VR headset and the ramifications of dying in the World's Odyssey. We discovered that something grave occurs to those who die inside the game. Grave? What do you mean? Back then, someone tried hacking into the game. We learned later on that in-game deaths had resulted in the deletion of their consciousness. What? We were aghast. Who would something like that happen? It routed our whole team. There's something different about the World's Odyssey runs now, like it's another beast entirely. So if I die here... Yes, without a working logout interface, waking you up on your own would be impossible. Players have no way to escape from here, not until you unlock the true ending and reform the ending engage. Whatever you do, don't die, Sheena. It's not just communications out at stake, things are getting increasingly scarier. Well, you can't just drop that on me. I can't guarantee that I won't die. Don't worry, you're not alone. Tokiwa and I are here with you every step of the way. Okay. Sheena, something the matter? Why have you dropped to your knees? Is your stomach ache? Why is that why you're crying? Sorry, it's nothing. Izanashi, I'm scared. How could this happen? I don't want to die. I won't let you die. I'm going to investigate Aga Link, the people behind the Alice engine. I'll get to the bottom of this. We've got friends in our corner, so don't worry. Okay. I don't blame Sheena. Like, up until this point, it's like, well, if I die, I'll just have to work out my own. But at least I'll respawn because it's a video game. To just be told, oh no, it's not anymore. Your attitude of if you die, you're fine is no longer applicable. Yeah, that would shake you up a bit. Like the others, it doesn't bother them. Because, well, they believe this is real, but Sheena knows it's not real, and yet now knows that she can die in it anyway. Yeah, I don't blame her for being a bit like, oh, fuck. Also, between cuts, I edited Al's command list, because it was starting to get a bit cumbersome. Sheena's is as well, but I'll live with it for now. But yeah, so that death end is just... It kind of just raised an eyebrow in the entire Death End community. All of us just kind of went, yeah, that doesn't make much sense. Like, it makes enough sense. Like, something happened there that broke the trust between Sheena and Arata, and that resulted in them eventually parting ways, and them separating stopped Sheena somewhere along the line from being able to finish the game and get the Death End. But way too much is left up to, I guess, or theories. I think that was way too vague. And I think they should have either had a couple more lines to explain it, or similar to the fish one and similar to that one of the courts where it's like, I'm scared, they should have just got rid of it. So that's the biggest thing, and I'll keep on mentioning it, I'll hammer it in every time. With Death End Request 2, I want less Death Ends, but for them each one to matter more. Like, we had a couple in the early game that had these, all these went all out on their own unique cutscene, had a special piece of artwork. That, I feel, should be every Death End in Death End Request 2. But there should be less Death Ends as a whole. Like, if there's only, like... Because there's 28 in this game, right? If they made it so there's only, like, 10 in Death End Request 2, but all 10 of them had special cutscenes, I would be perfectly okay with that. I'd much rather them lower the number so they can put more attention to detail into them than have about 18 of them in this game be a couple loose lines thrown together that feel kind of pointless. Especially in like cases like that one that we just had earlier this part, where it barely makes sense. You look at it, you just go, what? As everyone hits level 41. Also, I'll re-emphasize again, now we're in actual proper gameplay. People in your back row will get the same experience. So even though Lily's not in our main party, she is also leveling up to level 40 and 41 as the rest of the team are. The only team member that seems to get reduced experience is our DLC character, but I don't know whether that's just because the DLC character requires more experience to level up, or if it's just because she's in reserve. Because reserve means they're completely out of the battle. You have front row and back row. Like, Lily is, I believe, in Claire's back row, which is what the square button does when you're on your turn. Oh no, okay, it's not. It must be on Sheena then, because it's faded on Claire. But you tap square and you immediately swap to that character, which gives you an extra dynamic in battle, because when you have a full team, so you have everyone there, you can actually have 6 members going. You just need to alternate between them as you go. You can just only have 3 people on the field at a given moment, but you can swap out each member throughout the fight consistently. And if you make the most of it, you can have quite a powerful team with everyone bouncing off each other. But I'm going to warn you now, I barely use it. It's a great mechanic, and I really appreciate it doing it. And that's something that I really enjoyed with all the Compile Heart games. Almost all of them have a mechanic like that. I love it across the board. But I just don't get much use out of it in this game. But there's a wall in front of us, so we need to continue our side of the story to progress. What's the matter? Getting some meditation in? Would you stop pestering me about my face looks? Anyway, Tokyo, check this out. My mind had been swirling with thoughts regarding the items that Sheena found inside the World's Odyssey. Monsters were appearing that I couldn't ever recall programming. NPC characters had a range of emotions beyond what I thought was possible. Not to mention, players couldn't log out without risking the ultimate consequence, an immediate and unexplainable death. It was so bizarre. It was becoming abundantly clear that the game wasn't merely bugged, rather someone had gone in and made significant changes to the game. The appearance of items from our reality started to blur the line between where the game ended and our world began. The diary, the newspaper, what could any of it wanted to accomplish by inserting these items? The straw that broke the camel's back was where I found the photograph of myself. What do you make of this? Looks like someone's trying to get our attention, don't you think? Just so we're clear, I didn't plant any of these items. Look, here's my photo, but there's a diary, dead animals, and a picture of the park. Right, honestly, my guess is that it's someone who's obsessed with the occult. Obsessed with the occult? Are you talking about whoever altered the game's code? Yes, there has to be something larger at work here. It's all too unusual, a slow escalation to craziness. Human malice is one thing, but this random pattern of items appearing in the world is a message to us, a macabre one at that. Maybe they're trying to create a new world? It's all started with a hyper-developed NPCs, didn't it? A new world, huh? More often than not, the things that came out of Tokyo's mouth made me raise an eyebrow, but this time, she was onto something. Besides, truthfully, I don't think you're too far off. Oh, Rin, hello. I don't know what voice I'm going to give Rin, so let's just go over it. The CEO has instructed me to spend my time researching who the first victims of the cyber crisis was. At first glance, the attacks affected devices with Aggle's OS indiscriminately, but closer inspection may prove otherwise. I haven't drawn any conclusions just yet, but all the victims seem to share one other commonality. What was the commonality? It's your favourite, Tokyo, the occult. What? Occult research facilities, curation sites, and departments worth of intel related to obtaining and sharing occult conspiracies. My assertion is that somebody with the connection to online occult groups targeted other people who have visited specific occult-related URLs. Data mined from Tawana.org and Vimeo would indicate that that's like Vimeo just caught me off guard. However, the occult encompasses such a large range of subjects that it's hard to say. However, these are the only correlations that have been noticed in a list of compromised devices. It cannot be mere coincidence. Oh, come to think of it, our PCs were attacked too. So what are these occult-related URLs that you mentioned? It was a series of search engine key searches that, in time of speaking, no longer appear online. They were alien abductions, ghost photos, and the Frofrodska phenomenon. Other search terms such as serial deaths and doppelgangers appear in the browsers of each of the attacked devices. You just walked in. Oh, okay. Hey guys. Oh, what? Oh, hello Munakata. Welcome back. Arda, what are you doing here? Did you teleport or something? Nah, what do you mean? Because I saw you at the police station as I was driving back to the office. You must have been mistaking me for someone else. I've been here for a few hours. No, it was definitely you. You were wearing that exact outfit. Come on, tell me you were kidding. Wait, could that be... If we're going off the search results that have been mysteriously deleted from the internet, do you think it could be your doppelganger? Snap! Doppelgangers are a huge deal in the occult world. I'm getting excited just thinking about it. Glad you find this amusing. Munakata, did you happen to see where I went from there? Well, you were standing beside the water fountain in front of the station, messing with your phone. I'm gonna scope it out. Let me go with you. What's going on? The puzzle pieces were coming together. At last, we were finding a link between the mysterious items appearing in the game and the supernatural. It became clear that these strings of letters were the key to ridding World's Odyssey of its strange bugs. I wondered, however, how the photograph of myself would come into play. There might be a new string of letters there. I need to hurry. Wait for me, Sheena. Where did Naoto say he saw you again? You said I was next to the water fountain. Oh, over there! I don't see anyone who looks like me, though. Oh, I might know why. I just realised something. Arta, doppelgangers are scary. Even if you spot one, you can't lock eyes. Why not? The story goes that if you two lock eyes, one of you will disappear. The law of physics states that you can only exist in one universe at a time. Don't be foolish. I can't just disappear. We need to find more strings of code. There has to be someone here who looks like me. That's the hint this time. Search carefully. He has to be somewhere nearby. Blah, I'm bored. Oh, Arda, Sumi, what are you doing? Boing! Lydia strutted over with a cup of Starbucks coffee and one hand and headphones in the other. What are you doing here? I was wondering why you weren't at Summer Life office. Are you just walking around town unattended? Sheesh. What was your plan if one of those people in Rabbit Mask tried to kidnap you? Or if the cops decided to try and arrest you? Well, whatever happens, happens. How do you expect me to live my life in fear all the time? Her backpack was an Ada bag, lavishly decorated with a variety of pin badges and assorted pieces of official merchandise. Maybe she had just stopped by an anime shop. I think I know what you were up to. You look adorable as always, Lydia. We're currently on the hunt for Aruta's doppelganger. What? For real? If we find him, do we get a prize? Sure, if you spot him, I'll buy you a copy of the anime you were watching this morning. Ooh wee! You guys. Oh, isn't that him? Huh? Suddenly Toku's face turned pale as she pointed towards the skyward bridge. There stood. Hey, isn't that you, Aruta? Unikata wasn't lying. No, wait, how? He's even got the same outfit as you did. What is that thing? How the hell would I know? Just as Toku said. Walking across the bridge was a man that was seemingly identical to me, a carbon copy of the same height, outfit, and manner of walking. I couldn't see his face, but even at a distance I knew it was me. Wait, so really another Aruna? Well, what do we do? Aruna, no, it's dangerous! It was surreal, extremely surreal. It was in desperate pursuit of myself, who was walking at a brisk pace several feet in front of me. I ran up to the escalators and reached the skywalk, speeding past everyone around me. I quickened my pace, honing in on the other me as I made my way over to the bridge. Even if I was only staring at my own back, I couldn't shake the intense dread from the feeling of looking at myself. Whoa! What was that sound? What just happened? Huh? Wait, how did it become night all of a sudden? Wait. Where did everyone else go? Wait, where did he go? At the other end of the skyway, he was looking towards me. His face was drained, and although I couldn't make out his expression, I could see that it was me. Then, the lower half of his pale face split open, exposing a crooked smile that stretched from ear to ear with a mouth full of sharp teeth. The doppelganger cocked his head, swaying back and forth as it stared at me. You're... staring... Behold the god of death! What was that? I'm in front of the water fountain. Where did I go? My head, it's throbbing. Arda! Lydia? Lydia was standing beside the water fountain, but Tokyo was nowhere to be found. Why is Lydia in tears? I'm sorry, I couldn't catch up to her. Is something wrong? Arda, you were running across the skyway, and all of a sudden you approached the edge like you were ready to jump. You scared me. What? I did? What? Arda, you idiot! Why are you down there? Tokyo? Tokyo was peering down at me from over the railing of the skyway, yelling at me. Are you safe? Are you hurt at all? You didn't jump, did you? Yeah. Gosh, Arda, you gave me a heart attack. Seriously, you shouldn't joke about stuff like that. Lydia grabbed the corner of my jacket, reprimanding me behind teary eyes. Joke? Why would I joke about jumping off a skyway? However, even if it was just on the verge of death, I had no recollection of it. Come to think of it, maybe I was in danger for a second. Sorry for scaring you. Lydia wiped the tears from her eyes solemnly, then turned her face towards the water fountain. Hey, there's a string of code here. Are those the weird letters you were looking for, Arda? I just found them. Great work, Lydia. Whatever, I'm still mad at you. Arda, you bastard! Sorry, you idiot! You're so dumb! That doesn't mean you're allowed to hit me. That was... I'll say it again. You're an idiot. Sorry. So, what happened? That's the thing, I have no clue. But look, Lydia found a string of code. Oh! Good job, Lydia. Before we get to that, though, I want to hear what happened. After you ran after the doppelganger, what happened next? Got it. While we had some ways to go before solving the mystery, the pieces were slowly coming together. The lines between reality and the supernatural were bleeding together, so we learned to adapt, which eventually proved to be our downfall. I've never tried to do an evil laugh quite like that, so I'm So I'm curious to know how that came through in the recording. So I was also pretty loud. Like I'm looking at my audio spike, and it spiked pretty bad. So let's just see how that went. I might have to listen back on it and kind of go, ooh. I might have to like edit and lower the volume of that slightly, but we'll just see. But after that scene, you are now available to go through the door and go back into the wilderness as we're heading towards our next area, which is indeed Rosaria Forest. After our significant journey and a lot of parts starting with me saying, as we journey to Rosaria Forest, we are actually on our way right there. We should be there next part by now.
Right.
Or at least I think we will be there next part.
I'll get him.
As we got more new enemies on this wild area as well, and I'm making more use out of Claire at every opportunity because she's just such a great party member in this game. If they bring back the first game's cast in a playable way, because we know the first game's cast is coming back in the sequel, we just don't know if they'll be playable. But we've just seen screenshots of their their character portraits in cutscenes. We haven't actually seen them in any form of gameplay.
Hurry, look inside.
There seems to be a push towards a new cast, which is fine. But if they do decide to bring them back, I'm curious to see if they'll rework or rebalance some of these characters. Because I mentioned before that like Lily gets really weak in the later half of this game. I'd love for them to rebalance her, because she does have a lot of fun skills, it's just she's too weak. Sheena I think they might get a bit more experimental with now she's not the pro tag. Like she's still in this next game, but there's someone else who's taking pro tag spotlight, so I think they might use that as an opportunity to experiment and make the new pro tag more of a middle ground jack of all trades type of character. Al, I think they could probably get away with keeping her about the same. Maybe upping her speed a little bit to make sure she maintains being the fastest character, but other than that, I think she'll be alright. And Claire, to be honest, I'd rather Claire stay the same, because I think Claire's great in this game in general. And the other two characters I won't talk about until we meet them. But so there are a few names. We've got more like ground worms, they're like these smaller fin worms that are like digging out from the ground, and these big old centipede monsters. And the enemies that are dug in the ground like that, more often than not, they just can't move. They're stuck in place. Or if they can move, it's only very slightly. Also, since we've got a new Toma Queen defeated, we've got a new summon. So I show that off while we're at it.
Here I come. Hey, how's now?
Because I still love the rainbow wing design with it. So graceful, and yet so well done.
Whoa, that's the stuff.
As we get yet another level up. That's the thing, you level up pretty damn quick in this game. You've probably noticed like every other fight we've leveled up. And I think that might just be down to the fact that this game's a lot shorter than a lot of other JRPGs. Like, it's not gonna be a 60-part project like Final Fantasy and Neptunia Vir was, but it's still gonna be sizable enough. But as this enemy dies, I'm gonna call it a part. So next time on Death and Request, we'll finally truly make it to Rosaria Forest to try and find a terminal to get to Odysseia. But until then, you guys take care now.